County High School, we're a flex bone team in the tradition of Georgia Southern and the Naval Academy and Air Force. Our primary system is the inside veer, and we're going to run base play as 12 and 13 options. Everything that we do comes off 12 and 13 options. Well, to start, we're going to go over our formations. First formation you're going to see is our spread formation. We call this spread set. And in spread set, it consists of double splits and double slots. Now, if you will, if you look at Nate number 12, that's the typical stance for a slot. We're going to have our inside foot back, feet up under our armpits. We're going to have our hands up on the pad, getting us in a ready position. We do this so that we have not a third and fourth running back, but we also have a third and fourth receiver. Okay? You go to the quarterback. Our stance for a quarterback is you want his feet up under our shoulders. Get him the center, Dan. You want his feet up under his shoulders. You'll see he's down. He's got a bend in his elbows so that he can make adjustments. He's got his head up. He's tall. And that way he can see the whole defense. Now, if you look at our fullback, you'll see our fullback. Leon's in a three-point stance. We use more of an elongated stance. We keep his feet up under his hips so he can get out quickly. Get out quickly because primarily in this offense, he's going straight ahead. We're a vertical option team, and I'll go into more detail about that shortly. All right, but he's got his hands weighted about 60-40, almost like an offensive lineman. And what we want to do is to be able to hit the A gaps and B gaps as fast as possible. But also, he may have to go laterally on our trap options. All right, now, if you pan out to our receivers, over here, number 9, we ask our receivers to line up at the top of the numbers. If he lines up at the top of the numbers, now he's a threat to go inside or outside, and that's our base alignment. We may adjust it based on what defensive tendencies are, but that's our base alignment. With our receivers, we want his inside foot up, we want his weight balanced, we want his wrist above his elbows, and that way we can attack. Now, we do that because we want to give a vertical threat all the time. Formation, this next formation is called flight. And we call the flight formation because we have a flanker and a tight end and a slot and a split. The formation is always called to the flanker and tight end side. You'll see Quan, our flanker, is going to line up just like the split. He's going to be at the top of the numbers, inside foot up, wrist above his elbows, and an attacking stance to give us a vertical threat. Because we have a tight end and Buck Jenkins, if you look at Buck, Buck's in a three-point stance. He's ready to get vertical. His feet are balanced so he can down block laterally, or he can get upfield, or if he has to, we can arc him up to the number 3, and we'll talk about what the numbers mean later. Well, the fullback and the slot and the quarterback, their formations are the same. Again, this is flight, right, and we'll call the formation to the tight end side. Right. This next formation is our sling formation. Sling is a tight end and a wing to the call. We always call it to the tight end side. This formation now that you see with Quan at the wing and Buck at the tight end is sling right. The other guys, the fullback, quarterback, the backside slot, and the split, all align the same as they do on our spread set. And again, we use the names sling and flight to designate where the tight end and the other wrap and where the other slot goes. All right, awesome. All right, also in our spread set, we name our athletes. The quarterback is just a quarterback. But our right slot back is called the rabbit. Our left slot back is called the lizard, and our fullback is called the frog. Okay? And that's the name. We use that to designate the motions that we're going to incorporate. We'll call a position, we'll call rabbit or lizard, and then we'll go left or right to designate the motion we give in our jet motion package. All other motions are automatic. The motions off the options are automatic, and they're all orbit motion, full speed. There's no half-speed motion in this offense. This formation is our wishbone formation, and we'll run our wishbone either from double tight or from a tight right and a split left. Move out trail. And that's to take a guy out. If they've got a corner, that's an exceptional athlete. We want to get them away from the run support. We'll run this formation back in, and we can flip that to the other side. We go into our wishbone package when we want to run the clock, or when we feel like the power gain benefits us more than our flex ball finesse game. The fullback is at his regular depth, which is toes 3.5 yards from the heels of the quarterback. The two halfbacks, or the slots, come in, the rabbit and the lizard come in, and they are 1 yard back off the heels of the fullback, And their fingertips should meet right on his midline of his body. All right. This formation is called our power set. And in our power set, we take the rabbit and the lizard, and we line the rabbit up, or the halfback to the call up behind the offensive tackle. We bump our fullback over behind the offensive guard, and we let the backside slot go to tailback. Our tight end is on a power set. We can also run this from unbalanced. What we do is we also take our split end, our backside split, and we leave him wide. Again, this takes one of the other team's better athletes out to cover him one-on-one, but it gives us man coverage and a chance to go with some quick route if necessary. But this is our formation we use on our short power running game, or again, when it's advantageous for us to use a power game instead of our finesse game. This formation is our dodgeball formation, and we use this in our 2-minute offense, or when we're trying to move the ball fast or exploit matchups in the passing game. In our dodgeball set, we'll put the quarterback at 4 yards directly behind the center in a ready position. You'll notice his stance. He's got his feet staggered, his hands ready to catch the ball, and we'll snap the ball on cadence as opposed to a knee lift. All right, our fullback. Our fullback splits the difference between the offensive tackle and the offensive guard to the side of the call. We'll designate call, either dodgeball right or dodgeball left. Our receivers, our splits are still at the top of the numbers, and we take our slots, and our slots split the difference between the offensive tackle and the receiver in a 2-point stance, just as he would if he were a single receiver. This is our dodgeball set. While we're on the dodgeball formation, we also designate our routes, and we use a number tree like most schools, 0 through 9, 0 being a block, and the rest of the numbers designating the routes. We call our pass routes left to right, outside in. For example, if we wanted to run 23-23, then what we would do is our left receiver would run a 2, the left slot would run a 3. Then our right widest receiver would run a 2, and our right slot would run a 3. All right, and that's our dodgeball set. We're now going to talk about our whole numbering system. All right, in our offense, the even numbers are to the right, the odd numbers are to the left. For our purposes, the guard tackle gap is the 0 hole. Is the 2 hole. Don't worry about it. For our purposes, the right leg of the center is the 0 hole out of there. All right. For our purposes, the right leg of the center is the 0 hole. The gap between the center and the guard is the 2 hole. The gap between the guard and the tackle is the 4 hole. Off tackle is the 6 hole, and anything outside wide is the 8 hole. Conversely, the left leg of the center is the 1 hole. The center guard gap is the 3 hole. The guard tackle gap is the 5 hole. Off tackle is the 7 hole, and anything out wide is the 9 hole. And that's our whole numbering system in our offense, and that applies to every formation and every play that we run. We're now in spread set, and we're going to talk about the offense. And the first play we're going to talk about is our inside veer series, or 12 series, 12 and 13 option. In 12 and 13 option, the quarterback is a true option in which the quarterback is going to read the first man touching the tackle on the line of scrimmage. And we designate him as the number 1. In this offense, if a quarterback can count to 3, he can run this offense and we can win. Okay, the number 1 defender is the first guy on the line of scrimmage of the defense touching the offensive tackle. The number 2 defender will be the next immediate threat on or off the line of scrimmage. And then the number 3 defender will be the support guy, either a strong or free safety or an outside backer in a 3 linebacker set. Now, in reading the option on 12 and 13, the fullback is going to dive right off the outside leg of the offensive guard. Let's start with the quarterback now. The quarterback's in his stance, balanced stance. He's going to take the snap from the center, and then he's going to step 4 o'clock, keeping his eyes on his number 1 read. As he reads the number 1, the quarterback is going to give the football to the fullback unless he's forced to pull it. And anytime we say that, what we want him to do is, whenever he's confused, he's going to go with this prior read. He's going to give the ball to his fullback. And that's 12 option. Also, I need to tell about our cadence. Our cadence is a fast cadence. Our cadence is ready, set, go. If we want to double it or go on 2, he'll repeat the cadence. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. Now, on 12 and 13 option, our slots, in 10 and 11 option, 12 and 13, our slots lead, go in motion on ready. Our center is going to snap the ball on the T sound and set, whether it's the first T in the first set or in the second set if it's on 2 or multiple counts. All right, let's line it up again, guys. 12 option. All right, again, we're going to walk through, Leon. Yeah, do the cadence on 1.
All right, let's
go. Okay, stop there. As you can see, we want a good mesh between the fullback and the quarterback. Once the quarterback is on, the ball's at his front leg, he's going to make that decision then. Either it's going to be a pull because the number 1 read has stepped through. The number 1 read has stepped through and come down and met the fullback. Hopefully what we want from the fullback then is to move the crowd. He wants him to move the crowd backwards so that our quarterback can get vertical. And again, we're a vertical option team. Thanks, guys. Step back. We're a vertical option team. That's why we want to give it to the fullback unless they make him pull it. And we want to keep the ball unless they make him pitch it. Now let's talk about the pitch read. All right, step back to the mesh, guys. Okay, we're at the mesh. He's got a pull read. And now he's got to go directly from the number 1 to the number 2 guy. If that number 2 comes, then he's going to pitch the ball. All right, he's going to pitch it. We don't use a big thumb flip. We just want a soft chest pass pitch to give him something easy to handle. Our slots are running full speed to get as much width as we can. We actually want to pitch the ball laterally. We want to pitch it forward if we can, if it's still behind the line of scrimmage. Again, Danny's going to keep the ball unless the number 2 makes him pitch it. And when he pitches it, that's our home run ball. That's our fade route in this offense. Thanks, guys. Hustle back. Now, all right, now, let's talk about the blocking assignment. The quarterback and fullback are responsible for the number 1 read. The quarterback and pitchback are responsible for the number 2 read. And the slot, or the play side slot, is responsible for the number 3 read. We're going to take our rabbit here on 12 option, and he's going to arc release and not get held up at the line of scrimmage by the defensive end. Let's step 1. And as he's rounding off there, he's going to look for the safety. When he gets to the safety, he wants to widen his base. When he gets to the number 3, he wants to drop his inside shoulder, and he wants to try to rip that forearm up through that inside crotch. Let's see you do it one time, Quan. Don't rip out coach's crotch. So he's going to drop his inside shoulder. He's going to rip with that inside arm as low as he can. He's going to be a little lower than that and maintain outside leverage. All right. Thanks, Quan. We're always going to block for the